Hey, hello, you wonderful and free spirit. This is Anton Bennink with the Freedom Lifestyle. And this week I had the idea let's have a little chat on the subject, the controversial subject called money. And I've learned many different things about money, wealth creation, and the way to manage money, the way to make money, the way to create wealth in our life. So let's have a little session on what we can do to create wealth, to earn money, what are the best money earning strategies, and what are the best ways to manage money. Well, let's start with number one. How do we earn it? As I've learned from a mentor of mine, Bob Proctor, there is three income earning strategies. And he calls them M1, M2, and M3. Well, M1, he says, is used by 96% of the people, and it is the worst income earning strategy. It is trading our time for money. And the reason that this is the worst income earning strategy is because there is a finite amount of time that we can spend or that we can use to exchange for money. So once our 12-hour, 10-hour, 6-hour, or 16-hour workday is over, we don't have more hours that we can invest or that we can trade for money. Even though most people, about 90% of us, use only this income earning strategy, it is the worst way to create wealth. It is the worst way to earn money because, hey, when my day is up, my day is up. When my calendar is full, my calendar is full, and I just don't have any more time to exchange. Then we have the second income earning strategy, which is used by about 3% of the people. And this is a very challenging way to earn money. It is a good way, but you can lose all your money through it, or you can make a lot of money through it, or you can be stuck with 0% growth on your money. And this M2 strategy is money making through investing money to earn money. And there are several ways to do this. I like to just dollar cost average my way into the market. This might be a word that you've never heard before. Dollar cost averaging is very simple. It is putting a fixed percentage of your income aside to invest into the market. Personally, I use Ray Dalio's strategy. It's the all-weather strategy or the all-season strategy that he teaches and has back-tested for like a 10% interest growth upon growth over an average of the past 100 years or so. And this way of making money, you really must be very financially literate. You must know what you are doing very well. Otherwise, the chances of you investing money and earning money with your money are very small. Otherwise, it's like going to the casino and playing roulette. Then it is like gambling, and we don't want to be gambling. So if you want to invest your money to earn money, like study, become financially literate, or go to a very highly qualified financial advisor. But financial advisors sometimes are more like salespeople than actual financial advisors. So when you look for a financial consultant or a financial advisor, also be very careful in your decision-making process. Then the last and the very, very, very best way to earn money is M3. If you have children, teach your children this money making strategy. We are not taught how to earn money in schools. or perhaps we are told that we should use money-making strategy number 1, exchanging our time for money, which in essence is the worst way to make money. And this strategy M3 is the very best way. It is where 1% of the people earn about 96% of all the money out there. Like, the people that use this strategy are way wealthier, and it is all the way throughout history that people who have used this income earning strategy have been the wealthiest, all the way back to the ancient Babylonians. And this money making strategy is simply creating and setting up multiple sources of income. And these multiple sources of income, some will be small, some will be big, but the core idea here is that when one income source dries up, you have other sources and you won't immediately be without income. And yes, in some of these income sources, you'll be trading some of your time for money. In some of these income sources, you'll be investing some money to earn money. But this strategy is you set up one by one multiple sources of income so that you become very independent of one specific income source because you have many. Robert Kiyosaki teaches this also in his 20 books. The best way to become rich or to become financially free or independent is to create assets that buy assets. He's like, so many of us have been taught that we should get ourselves a good job. And Robert Kiyosaki believes that job stands for just over broke. And when I look in my surrounding circles and I speak to people, I realize how much truth is in that statement. Because most people who just have that one income source where they trade their time for money, working for somebody else's business, they often live paycheck to paycheck. And once the paycheck is finished or the income is finished, luckily there's not a paycheck. But most often people that live paycheck to paycheck, if they have a big expense coming up, they don't have the money to pay for it. So how does it work? Creating assets that purchase assets. What are assets exactly? Assets are things that put money into your pocket, and liabilities are things that take money out of your pocket. So many people nowadays and throughout history, many people see their house as an asset. Many people see their car as an asset. But in essence, when you think about it, your house takes money out of your pocket because you gotta live in it, you gotta pay the mortgage, or you gotta pay the rent, you gotta pay for new flooring every now and then perhaps, or like maybe a new paint job. But your house takes money out of your pocket, and so does your car. So these things which you might think that they are assets in your life, in actuality are liabilities. So what are assets? Assets are, for example, a business that you've created that has an ongoing systemized cash flow that puts money in your pocket, whether you are working on the business or not. And so you've created a business, you've created an asset. And the next step is to buy assets with the asset that you created. So the business you created as an asset, and then the business has cash flow, and through the business you can either buy investment property where you put the tenant in, and the tenant creates cash flow for you, and that is an asset that creates cash flow for you as well. Or you can purchase stocks, bonds, commodities, cryptocurrencies that you invest in that certain way that the money that is created through the asset, aka business that you created, is invested to purchase more assets that create more cash flow. And that is a beautiful way to set up multiple sources of income. And I'll continue on this little series on monies for at least this week. But what we must realize is that savers are losers. And that is something I also learned from Robert Kiyosaki. And that might sound strange to you because I've been raised to save money because that is a secure way of living, having a little bit of a buffer. And I'm not saying that like a peace of mind account or like a little bit of money stacked away for like emergency expenses is bad, but saving money or holding cash as an investment is a very bad investment. Savers are losers because of inflation and taxes. In the Netherlands, and I'm sure in the United States and all around the world, you have these different kinds of taxes, like capital taxes or capital gain taxes. And these capital taxes is that when you are holding a certain amount of cash, you pay taxes over the cash that you hold. So the money you save becomes worth less because you have to pay taxes over it. And on top of that, we have to do with something called inflation. And inflation is where basically our money is devalued. Our currencies like the euro or the dollar are devalued. What does that mean? Our money is worth less. We bought a little house for about 185,000 euros about 4 years ago. Today, that same house would probably sell for anywhere between 230 and 250,000 euros. So now I think, yes, I'm way richer because my house is worth more money. That's not true. My house is not worth more, my money is worth less. And that is what inflation does. In average times, inflation is 2, 3 or 4%. In times of high inflation, like that we're in right now, inflation can be 10% or maybe even 20%. When we reach hyperinflation, our money becomes even worth less, like what happened in Zimbabwe or Argentina. And in essence, what happens is that when we hold our money in cash, we lose money because the currency is being devalued. So the best thing to do is to invest your money or to create more assets from your money that create cash flow. A very important thing to realize is the rich don't get richer through saving. The rich get richer through debt, using debt in a strategic way. Be careful with that, but the rich get richer through using debt and taxes in a strategic way. So this is what I wanted to have a chat with you about this week. When you think about your income earning strategy, go for income strategy M3, multiple sources of income. And don't start by creating 5 more, but if you have a job right now, think about what else can I do to set up 1 more stream of income. And once you've created that, go on to the next and go on to the next and go on to the next until you've got so many sources of income that it comes from so many places that doesn't matter if you're asleep on Sunday having a nap or in Bali celebrating a holiday. The money keeps flowing into your bank account day in and day out. And that is what I wish for you, and that is what I wish for me and what I wish for everyone, because that basically creates some sort of freedom in your life. Having financial independence, being independent from somebody else's business. And let's have a chat about that on Wednesday, because the core idea that Robert Kiyosaki teaches in Rich Dad, Poor Dad and the Rich Dad Company is to mind your own business. So many of us are constantly working on other people's businesses and we don't truly mind our own business. We're gonna come back to that, but for now, I would love to thank you for listening. And if you're interested in learning more and joining me on this Freedom Lifestyle show where I share my thoughts, the lessons that I've learned in my life, and try to help everybody who's listening to improve the quality of their life, in their health, their wealth, and their relationships. And by the way, if you're interested in finding and fulfilling your deepest desires, I've got a free template in the description below that you can download by clicking on www.antonbennink.com. But for now, I would love to wish you a wonderful day. Don't forget, my friends, live with love and live with passion. Namaste.